Good day, everyone. So, the topic for this day is Introduction to Blended Learning for Elementary Schools Personalizing Math Instruction in the K-5 Classroom. Let's go on to the introduction. Blended learning, the method of using multiple media and methods of instruction to teach, has been around for decades. Only recently, however, has it come to mean combining face-to-face learning with technology-based learning. Blended learning has evolved significantly in the last 20 years. And with increasing pressure on schools to ensure all students achieve higher standards of learning with fewer resources, it has never been more important. Online and real-time interaction is a powerful combination that makes the most of every moment of both student and teachers. The need for a new approach. The factory models of education is the wrong model for the 21st century. Why? Because today our schools must prepare all students for college and careers and do far more to personalize instruction and employ the smart use of technology. The economic need for math proficiency. So, based on Charles Best, former president of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, has warned America faces many challenges, but the enemy I fear most is complacency. We are about to be hit by the full force of global competition. If we continue to ignore the obvious task at hand while others beat us at our own game, our children and grandchildren will pay the price. We must now we must now establish a sense of urgency. Based on Program for International Student Assessment or PISA testing, the US class of 2011 performed respectably in reading. They trailed only 10 other nations by a statistically significant amount when compared to peers abroad. However, US performance in math is seriously disappointing and significantly trails that of 22 countries. According to a recent Harvard study, the United States could enjoy a remarkable increase in its annual GDP growth per capita by enhancing the math proficiency of US students to the levels attained in Canada and Korea. The blended learning solution. So there's a solution. As educators, some under increasing pressure to accelerate learning and growth and to ensure that no child is left behind, particularly in mathematics and language arts, incorporating classrooms instruction, online individualized instruction, and one-on-one instruction in a blended learning model can create highly personalized and more productive learning experience that improves achievement. So we need this solution. Effectiveness stems from starting with local and state standards and then consciously selecting formal education programs, content, and delivery methods that are aligned with these goals. Data-driven instruction is an increasingly important method to reach mandated criteria. The adaptation of a blended learning strategy helps meet students' needs in real time and provides timely and regular feedback to the students, teachers, and administrators. So, what exactly is blended learning? The International Association for K-12 Online Learning, or INACOL, describes it as four. First one, a shift from lecture to student-centered instruction in which students become active and interactive learners. Increases interaction between student-instructor or student to content, and student outside resources. Integrated formative and summative assessment mechanisms for student and instructor. So the goal of implementing a blended learning model is to move teachers away from using a standard or canned curriculum to one that is personalized and focused on increased student understanding and continued learning. Although teaching is not an easy profession, technology allows teachers to deliver instruction and content more effectively to better serve all students. The adaptation of a blended learning strategy helps meet student needs in real time and provides timely and regular feedback to the students, teachers, and administrators. So, blended learning benefits. There are benefits in this kind of blended learning. According to a recent study from the Gates Foundation, 5 blended learning benefits both educator and students. In summary, blended learning provides the first one, access to high quality, relevant, and engaging content in a variety of forms. Other benefits, more flexible class time, so there are flexibility in the time and the structure, ability to adapt to the learning needs of a student, so there are ability to adapt for the student to learn. Student access to multiple resources of instruction and assessment and diagnostic tools to help direct the pace and format of their learning. Let's go on. Capability for teachers to tailor their instruction and guidance to ensure progress and mastery for all students with a focus on those who have historically been underserved. So the teacher should always be there for the students' needs or questions or like that. The availability of programs that support Common Core, aligned resources, aligned lessons which promote ingenuity, innovation, and creativity will allow teachers to spend more time with each student, personalizing their educational experience and becoming more efficient. So, teachers implementing research-driven blended education models will be able to understand how to address the 7 educational issues outlined below. So, there are 7 educational issues. The first one, doing more with less. Doing more with less. Many schools and districts are reluctantly cutting staff and dropping courses to respond to tighter budgets. Ultimately, the overriding reason to adopt a blended learning school model isn't because of its cost savings, but because of the benefits that result from its implementation. Continuous progress assessment. Academic progress reporting facilitated with software provides access to insights about student proficiency as well as data needed to review participation and progress of students in your school or district. So let's go on the blended learning elementary school math classroom. Blended learning provides an exceptional way to implement best practices and support effectiveness standards-based elementary math lessons. The right online learning programs, particularly those that are game-based. So game-based keep student engagement at a high level. So we put the game with a lesson that the student will be motivated to participate or to study because they are childrens. They love to play. But in that game, they will learn while helping the student make connections to concepts, procedures, and understanding. So it's really a great help for them by playing. Not just they will play, but they will learn. The right online learning programs, particularly those that are game-based, keep student engagement at high level. Imagine high level while ensuring improved learning. So a teacher delivers most of the curriculum in person, the face-to-face driver model. Often this involves students working on computers in a lab or in a specifically designated area in the classroom during regular class periods. So they will have a computer that they will see their teacher or their classmates uh, to be guided. So blended learning models level the playing field and allow access to the world-class education every student needs in the 21st century. For the conclusion, blended learning empowers everyone in the learning ecosystem. Blended learning offers strategic, so the blended learning should be strategic for the students' needs, data empowered opportunities for everyone in your elementary learning community. For administrators, an effective blended learning program affords the administrator greater insight into the overall progress of each student and the collective performance of each classroom. So there should be progress, and the monitors should be monitoring that. Parents can more fully engage with their student to provide support. So the help of our parents, of the learners' parents, are very important because someday somehow the students will feel tired in studying, and they will really need their parents as their motivators. And most importantly, blended learning models level the playing field and allow access to the world-class education. World-class education every student needs in the 21st century. So we are in the 21st century, and we should be a world-class student. Blended learning will help us uh, to perform a high performance in terms of education around the world. So that's all for my paper, and thank you very much.